Republik Indonesia. Kami persilakan kepada Bapak Rudiantara untuk dapat menempati kursi yang telah kami sediakan. Terima kasih.
Entahkah?
Awalnya saya bermimpi untuk menjadi dokter hewan. Namun karena ayah saya sakit, saat itu saya berpikir cara tercepat untuk mendapatkan pekerjaan adalah dengan bersekolah di SMK. Di SMK Telkom inilah saya dilatih oleh guru saya. Bekal yang saya dapatkan dari beliau.
Indonesia, beragam budaya, karakter, dan nuansa telah membentuk insan BCA, menjadikan pionir pelayanan yang memiliki fleksibilitas karakter tegas.
Langsung saja bersama-sama untuk membuka acara kita kali ini. Kita akan mendengarkan kata sambutan yang disampaikan oleh Bapak Puja Kartiman selaku Sales Director Cisco System Indonesia. Boleh kita berikan tepuk tangan yang meriah kepada Bapak Puja. Silakan.
Bapak-bapak dan ibu-ibu sekalian di acara kami Cisco Connect 2019. Suatu kebahagiaan pada pagi dan siang hari ini seperti tadi dari MC ada 3 acara utama. Sebelumnya Pak Rudiantara sebagai Menteri Kementerian dari Kominfo, selamat datang Pak. Terima kasih atas kehadirannya Mr. Navin, ASEAN President of Cisco Systems. Izinkan saya Indonesia, yaitu mengenai Cisco Digital Accelerations. Dan tentunya menjaga bahwa keyakinan atas kepercayaan dan transparansi dari Cisco System ini membuat kekuatan dari 4 fondasi ini atas 7 strategik pilar kami.
Bapak Rudiantara selaku Menteri Komunikasi dan Informatika Republik Indonesia. Kami persilakan kepada Bapak Rudiantara.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Selamat pagi, salam sejahtera untuk kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya. May peace be upon all of us. Pak Navin, teman-teman semua, judulnya hari ini adalah Say Hello to the Futures. Actually, we have to say years back, not now. Probably if we say today, if we say hello to the future today, we are late enough. Jadi sebetulnya kita ini sudah slide-nya. Nah ini. This is I like this picture, I love these pictures. And ini adalah masa depan Indonesia yang sudah dimulai sekarang. Di mana tidak hanya orang kota, tetapi di desa, di mana-mana, petani, nelayan, itu merubah proses bisnisnya, memanfaatkan teknologi. Hanya tools. Ini saya share kepada teman-teman karena saya tahu teman-teman background-nya adalah teknologi semua di sini gitu. Jadi bukan teknologinya merubah, tapi pikiran kita yang merubah. Ini gambarannya, dan ini sudah dimulai. Ini gambar ini bukan gambar foto ops, ya. Diminta orang pegang itu, ini gambar sebenarnya gitu loh. Jadi bukan hoax. It's not a hoax. Slide berikutnya. Nah, kita sudah tahu semua, ya. Cara hidup kita ini berubah, di Jakarta berubah. The dynamic, the development of digital in this country. By this, I would like to conclude my words by again saying thank you to Cisco, to Navin, that have been work with the government. I can say one of the support that I feel from the global tech company is, I'm not saying, if not the best, at least one of the best. Thank you very much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Om Santi 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 Om.
Next, our speaker will share to us about security, intelligence, and platform, the foundation of successful digital business, yang langsung akan dibawakan oleh Mr. Navin Menon, President Cisco ASEAN.
Welcome to Cisco Connect. Thanks to Minister Rudy. What a fantastic speech. Always a pleasure to have Pak Rudy here. I've known Pak Rudy for many years. I've been in Indonesia since 2006, and for those people that know me, this is like my second home. So I'm always happy to be back in Jakarta. So today I'm talking about security, intelligence, and platforms, which is the foundation for digital business. And Pak Rudy talked about this a lot. Indonesia has got home to some of the most creative, innovative startups. Some of the most interesting technology is being developed out of Indonesia. Everyone's interested in this. But the challenge is that there are many, many threats out there. So the more you connect, the reality is that the more you connect, the more you are going to be attacked. And many alerts that are actually looked at are actually not even investigated. So only 44% of the alerts are actually not investigated, whereas only half, 56%, are investigated. And those that are investigated are actually not even resulting in a viable follow-up action. We first need a data platform. So let me first introduce the first guest that is going to talk to us about a platform. His name is Ronald Tan, and he runs the platform business for Cisco. Come, Ronald, please give him a round of applause.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, have a seat. All right, now, everyone has platforms nowadays, right?
Yes.
So I want to know from you, what is a platform for Cisco or for our company? And what exactly do you define by platform?
Okay, so Navin, thanks for asking that question. So Cisco Architecture Platform is like a large fabric that integrates everything together, and it provides a foundation, the very basic foundation for enterprise digital transformation.
Fantastic. All right, well, and I'm sure that was delivered by a local partner.
Yes, a local partner, everything software defined, automated, easy to understand, as well as secure.
Great. All right. So platforms make sense. I think let me talk about the next thing. The next thing is, what do you do when you have these platforms and you need to kind of deploy these platforms and you need to deploy them securely, like you mentioned just now? So security is
the fact that we've had workloads are moving to the cloud, applications are moving to the cloud, data is moving to the cloud, and hence perimeter-based security approaches just don't work for us anymore. And which is why you need a comprehensive solution that looks beyond the perimeter. And that's what Cisco provides in many ways.
It's a huge amount of data. We need to run it through AI, machine learning, to effectively give intelligence at the far end, giving our customers the ability to make intelligent decisions.
So one thing, let's make it kind of real, right? So one of the things that I have a lot of trouble with is when I'm trying to book a plane ticket, right? Let's say with AirAsia, I'm going online, I'm trying to book a seat, and I've put in all my details, and then I get to the final page, and then I'm trying to select my seat, and I like to sit in 3A.
Talking about there, we look at business transactions on an application. And so every time you click a button or select C3 or whatever seat you want,
3C.
We're able to understand what's actually going on at that point, and if the user experience at the front end is performing correctly. And so we're able to track that business transaction all the way through, and as soon as there's any sort of degradation, you get that spinning wheel, we're able to automatically spin up, for example, extra infrastructure, or understand a query, for example, that's a bad query that's taking too long to reference the database and query the database. So we were able to pinpoint those faults and those errors really, really quickly to allow our customers to get back up and running and
So
be able to...
you could spin out new resources to help solve that problem immediately. You could rewrite the query potentially as well. Or you could even get an agent to call me at that point in time and help me book 3C.
Amazingly, we could. We do actually have an Asian airline that when we see failures, and especially priority people in the failures in their application, that data gets sent to the service desk, and the service desk makes a point of calling.
I would like to invite Mr. Richard Dodsworth, Director Systems Engineering, Cisco APJC, to deliver.
About the impact of Cisco's technology and other innovations that happen around the industry. And with this session, I'd like to take you a little bit deeper into some of the technology that lives behind all of those benefits that Naveen and the team have outlined to us so far today. And so today is actually this year is a very special year in terms of innovation in the IT industry. Does anyone want to guess what happened 30 years ago this year? Any clues? Any ideas? That he called the World Wide Web to be able to organise and allow people access to new ways of looking at business problems and accessing information in the world. And his boss, interestingly, his comment there was this was sort of a vague but quite interesting idea. So as with many innovations, people don't realise the benefit right away of what the innovation is all about. And as we know, the World Wide Web has become a huge innovation. It impacts all of our lives. We saw in the minister's speech earlier the impact that it's given to a lot of the unicorns that he spoke about, the ability to use app developers to create their own applications. 1995, when Netscape, who were most famous for introducing the first real browser into the industry. And as they say, the rest is history from that point on. And I think that's true of a lot of innovations that we see, is that we see innovation coming through, and we're not always sure when it first appears how beneficial it's going to be. And so, that's one of the things I think we should take away from this, is don't always expect instantaneous success in innovations that we see through the technology world.
Di sebuah negeri ada seorang pengusaha, saya sendiri. Pengusaha tersebut ingin membuat ekspansi perusahaan saya sendiri. Saya berusaha untuk mencari solusi, tapi dengan cara sendiri, namun akhirnya malah membuat saya pusing sendiri.
Ada saya, CTO, dan juga Mbak Nia dari tim aplikasi.
Oh iya, saya punya tim handal ternyata di perusahaan saya. Jadi begini Mas Hari dan Mbak Nia, perusahaan kita ini menurut saya masih bisa dikembangkan menjadi lebih besar. Salah satu caranya adalah dengan menguasai pasar luar negeri. Tapi saya bingung caranya gimana. Mungkin Mas Hari punya saran?
Bisa sekali sih Pak. Kita bisa buka aplikasi di public cloud.
Public cloud?
Jadi bisa diakses dari luar negeri. Okay. Tapi untuk datanya gimana ya? Kita sih inginnya data tetap di lokal karena secara aturan masih seperti itu. Di mana kita harus punya kontrol penuh terhadap data customer.
Oke Pak, tenang aja Pak. Nah kita bisa deploy solusi hybrid cloud. Jadi yang kita hosting di cloud cukup web servernya aja. Database tetap di on-premise.
Kalau hybrid cloud apa nggak lebih rumit ya? Kita harus memperhatikan policy dari antar cloud itu sendiri, API, security, dan lain-lain.
Tenang Pak, kita udah punya ACI. Nah, sekarang security policy di ACI udah bisa kita extend sampai di public cloud.
Lalu kontrolnya dari mana?
Nah, mungkin nih supaya lebih jelas nih Pak, saya tunjukkan aja ya.
Ya, silakan.
Akan menunjukkan bagaimana cara mendeploy dan menghapus security policy di cloud dan on-premise melalui single dashboard, yaitu di ACI. Nah, kita mulai ke main dashboard ya Pak.
Saya dengar Bapak butuh informasi lebih lanjut tentang solusi SD-WAN ya Pak ya? Ya. Tentang interkoneksi dari cabang ke data center dan ke public cloud ya Pak ya?
Betul.
Oke, jadi untuk koneksi dari cabang ke data center dan public cloud, kita bisa membuat koneksi masing-masing Pak. Jadi SD-WAN itu bisa membantu apabila cabang mau langsung connect ke public cloud tanpa melalui data centernya Pak.
Saya mendapat informasi bahwa untuk ekspansi perusahaan kita, Bapak tidak mau ada tambahan investasi support di kantor cabang baru ya Pak ya. Mboten khawatir, jangan khawatir. Karena seperti kata Pak Hari barusan, kita bisa memilih perangkat yang memiliki manajemen by cloud.
Oke.
Mungkin boleh saya tunjukkan, ini sedikit advance nih Pak. Alexa, run Meraki.
Hello, I am your Alexa Meraki skill for Cisco Connect Jakarta 2019. Welcome to the event.
Vipul Shah as Regional Director Global Account ASEAN ANZ SARC Intel Technology Asia PTE Ltd.
Thank you for that nice introduction. Selamat datang. A warm welcome to you all. I know we are running a bit late, so I'll try to finish as fast as possible. Show of hands, how many of you are part of data center? Anything to do with data center? Cloud, networking, enterprise networking, AI. Anybody? 1, 2, that's all, 2 people. Man, I think all of you need to change your careers. You need to be part of data center. Why? Because it's becoming a very data-centric world. And what I want to talk to you about is, we have so much of data coming to us, so much of data in the network, in the data center. What is Intel doing to move that data faster, store that data faster and retrieve it faster, and process that data and information faster to make meaningful insight? I want to share what we are doing as a data-centric company. You heard Naveen talk about this, and you heard some of the other presenters talk about it. Data is being consumed and produced at an unprecedented rate. Naveen mentioned that 90% of the world's data was produced in the last 2 years, right? That's a phenomenal amount of data. And the surprising part is that only 1% of the data is being actually analyzed, utilized, put analytics on it, and to derive more insight. So more than 90% of the data is just there.
Bagaimana bekerja dan juga berkolaborasi secara efektif dan praktis di masa kini. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Paul Peterson.
I actually have a team meeting scheduled now, so we have some people waiting in the room. That's why I wanted to push that because they leave, so you can see the new WebEx experience. So basically, I just need to put in my name and and then that will actually connect me to my WebEx meeting and then bring up the people. And hopefully we have some people still in that call before they're leaving. And I will connect my audio. And this is the new WebEx experience that we just have launched that is also capable of doing up to 25 people over video coming in at the same time. I think we have Steve over there actually joining from, you have a beautiful background in there. Where are you?
Now I'm in the new office in Singapore. Looks beautiful, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's awesome. Good view. And what do you join from?
Yeah, so I like to sit here all the time.
That's a nice view. So what kind of device are you joining in from?
I'm in a WebEx board, so you can see that when I was sitting down, it had me framed in that area up here. As I've walked to the board, because I want to interact with it and talk to you, I'm standing in front of it now and it's framed me from that point of view. But as it is a whiteboard, I have a pen, I can do some whiteboarding. I think you're probably going to talk about this, Paul. I know you just started, you're probably going to talk about the concept of workplace transformation with people, technology and space. And I suppose we've got to really focus on this bit.
siang semuanya. Selamat sore ya bapak-bapak, ibu-ibu. Terima kasih, hari ini saya udah dikasih kesempatan untuk berbicara di sini. Mungkin saya perkenalkan diri dulu sedikit. Nama saya Alamanda Shantika, biasa dipanggil Ala. Saya masih muda, masih jomblo juga. Bercanda. Beneran tapi masih jomblo kok. Oke, sekarang saya fokus di Binar Academy, terutama di dunia teknologi. Dan terutama kita juga punya salah satu service yaitu digital transformation. Yang mana we're helping corporates, we're helping bisnis-bisnis yang masih manual untuk menuju ke digital. Mungkin kita semuanya udah tahu gitu bahwa scarcity of talent itu sangat amat menjadi salah satu isu gitu kan. Sebelum saya membangun Binar, kebetulan saya jadi advisor juga di programnya Kominfo yaitu 1000 Startup Digital, di mana kita mau coba melahirkan banyak founders dan banyak inovator baru gitu kan. Kemudian akhirnya saya membangun ekosistem Binar Academy ini, yang mana kita punya akademi yang memberikan full scholarship program ya, alias akademi kita itu gratis gitu. Kenapa kita buat ini gratis? Selain karena kita social business, di Indonesia itu juga masalahnya adalah kadang-kadang edukasi itu belum dilihat sebagai sebuah investasi gitu. Jadi orang untuk mengeluarkan uang untuk edukasi itu kadang-kadang masih sulit gitu ya. Jadi karena kita udah nyobain membuka kelas yang berbayar, dan that's the challenge that we face gitu. So then kita terus giving this full scholarship program untuk student-student kita. Dan sekarang udah ada sekitaran 700 alumni Binar Academy yang mendapatkan scholarship dari Binar. Dan juga selain itu kita namain program full scholarship kita itu Binar X. Kemudian kita juga punya Binar Venture, di mana karena we're creating engineers and product specialists, digital transformation, it's a journey of strategic plan and organizational change gitu. Karena ternyata waktu saya membuat tools itu nggak cukup gitu. Karena ternyata proses dan people-nya itu yang jauh lebih challenging.
Oke, you need a help? No? Oke. Wait. Kira-kira siapa yang beruntung kali ini? Oke. Choose one name card. Satu orang yang beruntung akan mendapatkan 1 unit Google Home. Oke, this one ya. Baiklah, selamat tentunya untuk Bapak Steven dari Millennium Pro mendapatkan 1 unit Google Home. Selamat tentunya untuk Bapak Doni Ramansyah. Ada? Selamat Bapak Doni Ramansyah. Baik, boleh agak ke tengah sedikit Pak? Boleh agak ke tengah, silakan. Iya. Ini kayaknya wajah yang ngasih hadiah lebih bahagia ya dibandingkan yang dapat hadiah ya. Bapak wajahnya boleh lebih bahagia lagi Bapak. Silakan lihat ke depan. Baik. Oke, baik. Ini dia. Kita ada hadiah spesial yaitu berupa Samsung Smartwatch. Kira-kira siapakah yang beruntung? Congratulations for Bapak Projo Widianto. Baiklah, silakan berfoto terlebih dahulu. Oke, baiklah. Baik, bareng-bareng yuk. 3, 2, 1, stop. Selamat tentunya untuk Bapak Afrizon Jafri dari PT Open System Solusi. Bapak mendapatkan hadiah spesial yaitu berupa smartwatch Fitbit Versa. Yeay! Boleh foto dulu Pak, foto dulu di sini Pak. Center dapat hadiah, Bapak spesial banget hadiah kita kali ini. Selamat. Baik. 3 bulan ya, 3 bulan berlangganan. Senilai 3 juta rupiah masing-masingnya. Ya, silakan untuk berfoto. Ya, ini dia. Selamat sekali lagi. Iya, persahabatan terjadi antara MNC dan juga First Media ya. Baik, silakan. Nanti ini kebetulan akan masuk ke berita cetak juga untuk Bapak. Kerja sama ya. Baik, 2 and 1.
Start.
Aduh, tadi udah ada yang dapat nama tuh. Kira-kira siapa yang beruntung kali ini?
Stop.
Oke, congratulations Aldo Alase, Indonesia Stock Exchange. Baik, selamat mendapatkan. Silakan ke depan, melihat ke depan. Oke, selamat sekali lagi. Thank you Mr. Kenner. Stop. Wisnu Haidar. Ada? Oke, selamat Bapak.
Stop.
Baik, kira-kira siapa yang beruntung kali ini? Handalan Simanjuntak. Oke, take a picture Bapak. Pak Hari, silakan untuk berfoto bersama. Lihat ke depan. Oke, baik. Please Bapak Peter. Ini dia masing-masing mendapatkan smartwatch juga dari Fitbit. Selamat sekali lagi kami ucapkan. Oke, boleh berfoto bersama terlebih dahulu.
Start. Stop.
Selamat tentunya untuk Bapak Eka Mas Prawidiansyah. Survei kami, plenary survei dan juga breakout session yang Bapak Ibu ikuti. Kami harapkan Bapak Ibu bisa memilih survei tersebut. Dan dipastikan Bapak dan Ibu harus mengisi kedua-duanya dengan lengkap dan juga dengan detail. Sekali lagi kami ucapkan terima kasih kepada Bapak Hari. Terima kasih juga dan selamat kepada para pemenang hadiah undian door prize dan juga grand prize pada hari ini. Dan akhir kata saya Sofia Tobing. Terima kasih atas kehadiran Bapak dan Ibu sekalian yang telah meluangkan waktunya dari pagi hari hingga pada sore hari ini. Semoga apa yang telah disampaikan oleh para narasumber kami dapat bermanfaat untuk Anda semuanya. Dan sampai jumpa, boleh kita berikan tepuk tangan yang meriah sekali lagi untuk Cisco System Indonesia.